guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident Podcast, a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. And today we have Sambaza, host and creator of the Sambaza Podcast, a remarkable figure in the podcasting world who hails from the Republic of Kenya. He has garnered 3 nominations for Best African Diasporan Podcast by the APVA, and in addition has been nominated for Best Blog by the Texas Creator Awards. Since 2023, he has been a featured presenter at Afro's Audio Podcast Festival, and he participated at the 2025 Podfest. Welcome, Sambaza.
Hey Jen, what's up? How you doing today?
Hey, good to see ya.
You like my style?
We do. We see you representing in your Kenyan's finest.
Yeah, we had to represent today. But other than that, the week has been great. I am going to put an announcement at the end of the show. I guess, hey, remind me so we can say our announcement. But other than
Okay.
that, everything is going on great. Can't be ready for today's show. Um, what else? Blessings upon blessings for this week. I can't ask for anything much.
Sure. And how is the family, the kiddos, in the school going on? And
End of year, end of
end of
school.
the year?
Well, actually, they did great on the grades. Um, B's and above, and in their yearbook, they participated in a lot of the stuff, and they were featured on their yearbook. So I think that's one of the proud moments when you see them actually being featured in the yearbooks. In athletics and at least in the academics, they're good. One thing I can tell you, the high school one is really thick. It was like maybe like 4 inch, no, not 4 inches, about 2 to 3 inches big.
Excellent. And shout out to all the listeners and viewers who have young ones who are doing promotions. I attended an 8th grade promotion this week. So, very proud of my family member, my little niece, who is going into high school and all of the graduations going on. We definitely salute and recognize our young people who are doing great things. And we are here for that.
Oh, by the way, Carmichael did graduate and moved up a notch.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and I remember the beauty pageant I was telling you about last week that I was going to. I did
Mhm.
attend it. It was great. The
Good.
winner $5,000 check with a computer, but she
Mhm.
was really nice, Jen. It was. I think I'll share it to you, and you'll see how she was. She's very good in theater, and I mean, when she came out to talk to do her theatrical part, I mean, she blew it off the water. It was like,
Okay. And this is a pageant in your city. Right, but this is a different pageant than our guest had mentioned, is right, our prior guest.
yeah. So there's several. This is a high school beauty pageant
Okay. Okay.
for a high school. It's the inaugural one. The other one is more like an alopecia, celebrating bald and beautiful. See, this is
Right.
bald
That's
and
not the
beautiful.
only reason why someone would be bald, but right.
So that's one of the things that I had the pleasure of going to, and
Okay.
we were there to support one of our own, and it was great. If you go to my Instagram page, you'll probably see the pictures there as well.
Okay. Excellent. And then, so our topic today, we don't have a guest for you guys today. It'll just be us, but we wanted to have an opportunity for you all to get to know us better and to dig deep into our storytelling abilities. So today's theme is our stories in one item. So in an effort, like I said, to get to know us better and build community with our listeners and viewers, we will kind of have some story time with Jen and Sambaza. So before we do that, why don't you share an affirmation?
Oh, okay. The affirmation for today is going to be: I am surrounded by love and support, and I choose to let go of any negative energy. I'll repeat it again: I am surrounded by love and support, and I choose to let go of any negative energy. That's our affirmation for the day.
That is a good one. Definitely need that for the week as we go in. And you guys are going to get ready to do some big time traveling. So I just thought about that. So traveling blessings and mercies to you guys for that. Something exciting to look forward to. Are you excited? You.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
this is
now that I said I was going to make an announcement, and the announcement is that Jen brought it up, I'm going to say it now. I am going to be traveling. Um, come Sunday for 3 weeks. I'm going to go to Kenya and hang out there with my family, and I'm going with no, four other people. That'll
Mhm.
be my sister-in-law and my wife's cousin, best maid,
Okay.
and her sister and the best maid's daughter.
Okay. I didn't know that was the announcement. I thought you had something else going on. I just was like, oh, you didn't mention that. So we won't see Sambaza next week, but I do plan to have a special guest host. So stay tuned with us. And shout out to you guys for being here on a different day than we normally are. We appreciate you for following with us. Please follow if you are not already doing so. We appreciate that for sure.
Well, guess what? If it works out, who knows? I could join you.
You can do what?
I could join you. I mean,
Oh, well, I don't know about
well,
the
probably Denise, it'll be like she'll want to do it at 7, probably
but
7
I'm
o'clock.
thinking your timetable of where you'll be.
7 plus 8 will be. It'll be like about 2 o'clock in the morning. It'll be like that show we had with what's his face name? The guy
Mr.
from England.
Stone
No,
G.
yeah, Stone G and the other guy from England, Olu.
Oh, shout out to Olu. That's the
Yeah,
homie.
Olu was kind of late. We were like 10 o'clock over here, and he was like 2 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out. Ooh, I'm trying to wake up.
Shout out to Olu Femi. We gotta bring him back for Black Music Month, along with Beats. I've been reaching out to Beats so we can get into this Diddy story, but I don't want to do it without him because he gonna have a good one. He gonna have a good one for us.
Okay, let's hold on to that one, man. I've been listening to it and
Oh, I am
watching it.
so dialed
Like,
in.
man, Jan,
I have
dude.
it's some great bloggers and independent content creators that literally have placed themselves out there in the courtroom. They're paying people to stand in line for them. It's yeah. We're not gonna do too much on that because I'm gonna put that in our pocket. It's 8 more weeks, so we have plenty of time to get into that. But yeah, I am all tuned in. It is really interesting.
You
So
know what's great about anything? Yeah, go ahead. Let's continue because this thing is going to be
okay, so again, thank you guys for tuning
wow.
in. Now that we have welcomed our co-host Sambaza, and he is all decked out in his Kenyan fineness, and he will explain. And we have pictures, but there definitely is uh meaning and such to what Sambaza is wearing. So today, our topic is our stories in one item. So our version of we're not going to say show and tell. We're going to say story time, right? That feels
Yeah,
more
I mean,
grown up.
it's more like a story time, and yeah, it's a story time and
Yeah.
revelation stories.
For sure. And we're doing this in an effort to get to know us better as hosts here on Woke by Accident Sambaza collaboration and to build community with our listeners and viewers. And, you may want to support us and get tuned in a more personal way. And we will share the ways that you can tap in and support us so that we can continue this podcast because it is not free. And we, put our sweat, coins and energy into this so that we have a great product to share because we do care about these topics and we talk about mental health and alopecia and the things impacting people in our community, and we want to continue doing this. So, um, with that, Sambaza will go first with our topic, our stories in one item, and he will share at this time.
All right, before we start, we got Ed on the show. He's come in and he say peace and gratitude, and he says, "What's the science of your fez?" a tassel. Okay. We'll get to that. And welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you. And guys, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you. And don't forget to click and subscribe to our shows, Walk by Accident and Sambaza Podcast. We need the viewers, we need the views. If you like and subscribe and share as well, it'll go a long way. Now, let's start. Okay. I come from Kenya. So when you hear me talking about Kenya, that's the flag. And with the flag, we are like, not we are, we're 45 tribes. Now, each one has their own tribe. And I belong to a tribe that's called the Mijikenda. And this is our traditional attire. So, what you normally wear, and Jen, I think you have a picture there that I wore at the Afrozen audio. Now that's the clothing I have. Now I kind of tweaked it a little bit because I'm supposed to be having this, the one that's in like the sarong. It's a sarong, two sarongs. So instead of that, that's a Maasai cloth that people use. It's very, very common. And actually, even in the walk, they've used it in the catwalks, in the professional catwalks stages. But for mine, it's the bottom, the sarong, and you use the same one, same material, and you use it on top. Now, there's also this particular stick that I'm holding here that we have. This is for the elderly. Now, I kind of rigged it a little bit because of we usually have a stick, not a stick, it's a cane, and the cane is usually decorated, and you kind of walk with it, you kind of hold it and walk with it. I think TSA will not allow me to come with something like that. They'll probably say it's a weapon. Unless I come walking and I kind of have a limp, they'll probably allow me to.
Wait, how
So
did you get it on the plane?
you just put it at the bottom.
Oh, got it.
Actually, it is a weapon, but we'll just keep it like that. So when you get older, like my big old age and have beards and so and so, you are actually revered in the community, and by being revered in the community, we have these festivals like where we go show out and show our traditional attire and everything. So this has been designed specifically for the older male to wear. Now, I'm not very good with the customs. This is all I'm learning them slowly as I go along.
Mhm.
This is one of the that they've started wearing most of our tribe, which is Mijikenda, which is like nine of them. So it's just a composition of nine. I'm one of the nine. So we wear this to signify who we are and where we're from. So we are recognized when we go out of town or when we go into a meeting. Now, for example, when we're having something like a wedding, like the supposed wedding that's coming, and we're going to discuss bridal price, this is what you wear. If you're having those cultural festivals, this is what you're going to wear. And I I can say it is nice. That's why you have the fez hat, and as Ed Campbell was asking, what about the fez hat? So this is the hat comes with all that, and that's the full attire. And I'm proud to be Kambe, which is Kambe, which is part of the Mijikenda. Mijikenda means nine tribes. So that's who I am. If you guys want to know much more, you can do a search on Google, and you'll be able to find out more. However, please, you can just email me at sambazapodcast.com and at gmail.com, and I will be able to answer your questions if you have any.
All
So that's
right.
my for the day. Any questions, Jen?
Thank you. I know the fez is worn in some other cultural cultures and things like that. So thank you for sharing the purpose and meaning of your items. As our topic again is our stories in one item. And we appreciate the storytelling like you did when you were at the festival. That is one of your strong suits, storytelling. And
Oh, thank you.
yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try more storytelling. There's some projects that are coming out actually,
Mhm,
so we'll
mhm.
go with that. Yes, thank you for that.
No, for
Appreciate.
sure. Yeah, you definitely got into the storytelling bag in the festival, and so yeah, we appreciate that. And you got some festivals coming up for 2025 for the remainder of the year. So definitely supporting you in those in your travels and upcoming festivals. All
See you
right.
there in one of them.
Huh?
I'll see you there in one of them.
Look, we gotta talk about that. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence, but I'm not sure if I'm going this
We're
year.
we're, we're gonna pray on it, and
Yeah,
God's blessings are gonna show up. Okay.
yeah, we will.
So Jen, your turn.
Not the rubbing of the hands. And this week has been so crazy that you know, didn't put a whole lot of thought into this, but I'm not gonna say that and say that. But yeah, so I am just going to it's a digital photo of a
Are you
family
doing digital?
member.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a digital item. And just want in tribute to my mother who
Oh,
has went to be with the ancestors early this year. And so I have been dealing with that. But I'm not going to get sad because she was the matriarch and head of our family along with my father. And they, did a great job in bringing us up and just want to uphold her memory. And
can you put it back? Can you put it back? You cut it.
yeah. Oh, hold on.
It's okay. I'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
this is an older picture, but
That's okay. We're gonna
I
talk
think
about
we
her.
were out of town or something, so you can kind
Huh?
of see like, God, where were we? I don't even know what that skyscape scape is. I know it's not New York or nothing like that, but we were out of town, and
Is it a pier?
so hmm,
This looks like a pier or something.
yeah, I had to be a small child if I even made this trip because it's a big age difference with me and my siblings. But I don't know. I know we were out of town somewhere, and so
I know
yeah,
it's not the pier in San Francisco, is it?
you know what? I
Mm.
have no idea. I don't even think it's written on the back. Which is funny. I have the actual picture here, but oh, does it have the year? Oh my god, this was
What year is it?
1987. I was
What?
a little kid.
No, 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 no. No, no. Yeah, what year was that?
It's 87.
Yeah, okay. I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Look, I'm trying not
I,
to.
you,
We ain't gonna say how old
oh,
I
okay.
was in 19.
Nah, nah, nah. That's
I
why.
was a little one.
Jen, why are you taking it out? We're supposed to talk about her. You
No,
talk about
that's all that I wanted to share is that, this is my mom and she
her.
was a great woman and she had a great family and
So Jen, when you look at the memories, like for example, and this the fact that she traveled, okay, and you see her traveling, have you gotten that travel spirit from her? The
you
travel
know
spirit.
what? That's so
Why are you taking the
funny.
wait?
Look, I'm trying not to sit up here and
Mm,
ruin my makeup and start crying, but
no,
no,
I'm
I'm
not.
good. No, I'm good. I hadn't did a whole lot of traveling, but which is funny, this year was it this year?
Mhm.
Yeah, I did more traveling, or even I guess starting last year, I did more traveling than ever because yeah, I went on like what 3 different trips. I went to California, we went to Memphis with our Girl Scout troop, and then we went to
Da-da-da,
oh,
Apollonia.
in Baltimore. And look, and so that's kind of funny that I actually went to 3 places, and look, I do not do a lot of traveling.
Hey, you know what? This could even be at in DC at that pier. There's so many piers.
Maybe,
Could be, yeah,
possibly. I
yeah.
don't know. I have no idea.
Yes,
But
it's a
you
great
can
mystery.
find pictures and stuff like that. And so,
So Jen,
yeah.
let me ask you this. With the AI with Android, can you scan it and then try to look and then it kind of picks out the area and kind of tells you where it is?
You know what? You probably could do
Cool,
a
right?
Google search or something.
Yeah.
'Cause I've done that with other photos
Uh-huh. Were
too.
you
And
were
it'll,
you were you lucky to have gotten figure out what the place might be?
Oh, I didn't do it. I just there's an ability
No, no, no. I was saying
to.
the others before, not this one. The others before
Oh,
this. Yes.
you mean
Have
like
you,
someone that
yeah,
she's
were you
been?
successful? Yes. Were you successful when you scanned it? When you scanned other pictures, you said you've done
Yeah,
it.
I have. I have. I have.
So
Yeah.
you were successful in getting the locations. Okay. So maybe
Yeah.
this
So
might be one of the try. Let's see.
that's a thought.
Because there's a building at the
I
back.
was picking up the clothes, but hmm. Oh, it's so funny. It's picking up like other 80s pictures. I was like picking up clothes. Oh wow, the Papa San chair. Uh that's pretty funny. Okay, I'll do some more homework on that. I am
Okay.
that's a thought though. That's a thought.
Jen, what is the AI doing right now?
So like I said, it's picking up like the clothes more so and the fact that it's an 80s style
Mhm.
picture is bringing up other black people pictures from the 80s, which is kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
More so than maybe if I just zoom in on that sky
Yeah.
line, I may have to take out her and just do the background. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? You can do some surgery on it. But I think there's a way to do it.
Awesome. Awesome. Maybe
Yeah,
next time you'll tell us on the next show. You'll tell us if you were successful in what you found out, or maybe zero down at least where it could be close to. You never know.
for sure, for sure.
Mm. Yeah. All right. Well, Jen, that was really nice regarding your mom and having to talk about her and her travels.
Hmm.
And you also equating your traveling bug. I don't think you're equating your traveling bug to her, or whether she had a traveling bug, but I think that might be her way or your way of seeing her travel and be like, oh, you know what, Mama travels, so maybe I'm going to take up traveling after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Definitely open to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Definitely open to that. And
Chat,
so here it's
chat. Denise came on. She said, "Hi, family. Healing session, healing power." And Ed is sending his love and condolences, saying, "Rest in power, Jen's mom." And
thank you.
Ed says, "I'm proud and touched by your courage to share such beautiful picture and history of your precious mother."
Thank
And
you.
Denise, the healing session, heal, empower, and release, says, "Memories are always amazing," and that is true.
For sure.
Yep, a picture can go a long way, tell a lot.
It does. And so, yeah, I encourage that to capture those moments, especially like when you go on your travels. I know I told you last time you went, other than bring me something back. I did tell you, like take a picture of, different things, like maybe the store you used to go to as a kid, or, like somewhere you used to visit way back in the day, and document it, do a little video, like capturing moments is, definitely something.
So this might be off the topic, but very interesting. I was on Google Maps today,
Mhm.
and I was trying to find out if our farm is seen because it's huge. It's already covered. There's a spot, and it has its it has the farm right next to it, and you cannot miss it.
Uh-huh.
But I cannot find it. I see the school, but past the school, there's a whole gap that is missing. It's not being fixed, but I know exactly where it is and where it should be. But it's not. It's not been. It's not been updated. The Google Maps.
That's common. Have you ever been somewhere trying to follow a GPS, and it's like a thing or a road that's literally not there and you're just like lost? I've been there.
I guess
But,
when you put up
you know,
Starlink, we're gonna put up Starlink over there, the satellite. So if you put up, it probably might beam up and say, "Okay, there's this thing over here.
yeah.
We leave over there." Yeah.
So yeah, you may have to break out an old fashioned map or something. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and by the way, we have not gone through our proverb of the day. And we're going to take a short break and do the proverb of the day, which is actually from Angola. And the proverb says, "The one who throws the stone forgets. The one who is hit remembers forever.
Ooh, yikes! Wait a minute, the
Yes.
one that threw the stone did what?
The proverb says, the one that throws the stone forgets. The
Mm.
one that is hit remembers forever.
Ooh, okay, okay,
All right. What do
interesting.
you what can you say about the proverb? What how do you interpret in your own words?
Ooh, so I guess I would be curious to know what the actual definition is. But I mean, what it seems like to me is that, there's a lesson in all of the things that you experience, even ones that are painful, even ones that hurt, like being hit with a stone. There's something to learn from all these experiences. And that's kind of what comes to my mind.
Okay. So to me, I'll put it like this: whoever invented the cell phone, right? Invented a
Mhm.
cell phone. In his mind, all he was inventing was a cell phone to talk from here to there. That's what the cell phone was, right? But what he didn't realize that it created an economy back in Kenya where somebody would be so remote in such a different way, different place, that they will be able to communicate. So
Mhm.
to the person who created the phone, all they were doing, they did not go past where the phone is to communicate. They were probably looking at it in their vicinity, their area, but they did not realize the impact it had on somebody else away from, let's say, from the US in Africa.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how I would equate the whatever. He threw the stone, he created it, right? But for the person that was hit, is the person who experienced it, got the stone, like, okay, this is where the impact is for them. They're like, wow, I'll never forget that stone. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like yeah, like you may do an action that to you is just an action. You threw a stone. The person who got the short end, the one who gets hit, is the one who does not forget because hey, it hurt,
Right.
right?
You had time to think about it because it's stinging from the pain. Right.
And you cannot forget that pain,
Definitely.
right?
Okay. We have some thoughts in the chat.
Right. Ed Campbell said, "My African proverb is: despite his strong and sherry, my teeth aren't
Oh,
uh,
sharp.
sharp." Okay, is despite yeah, I can't bite through water. Oh, okay. Let me read it again. I'm sorry. Um, despite his strong and sharp teeth, my I'm missing it. Got to read it again. Despite his strong and
How? How strong?
despite how okay, I'm sorry.
My
Despite
teeth.
how strong and sharp my teeth,
My teeth are.
I can't bite through water. Great, yeah. See?
That's
Makes
a
sense.
good one.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that one?
um there's more to like the use of what you have. Like, to me, I can possess an ability, like I can be able to draw so well, right? But that does not make me be a great accountant.
Okay.
Somebody else can be an accountant. So you it's kind of like you have lanes. You can be good at this particular thing, but that does not mean that you can go ahead and be uh be a strength somewhere else. It's kind of like the way we always say, we also say the rooster that crows in the village cannot crawl in the city.
Oh, okay. You took it to the rooster.
Mhm.
Okay, rooster. No, I get it. And it makes it think like, you don't know everything, right? With
Right.
something that other people may be more suited or, that,
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
yeah, for sure. Something to chew on. But let's see. So we want to
You got
take a
something for me?
moment. What
Yes.
is it?
Go ahead. Yeah, you had this a deck question.
Yeah, actually, I was going to segue into that by Poddex is actually one of the sponsors of the show. I don't show them enough love, but I do include it in our show notes all the time. But they're a great way, conversation starters, ideas for your podcast, or even for a game night or party, by the good people at Poddex, and you can use my code to get a discount on your very own Poddex. And they have different themed Poddex. They have episode ideas decks. There's an interview deck of special interview questions. So poddex.com, and we do have a special link in our sponsorship section of the show notes on our audio episode. But shout out to Poddex and Travis. Hey, Travis. But yeah, so let's get into one of those such questions. An example of, they even have a Black History deck on the digital version of Poddex. So shout out to our friends at Poddex. Okay, so think this one comes from. Okay, let's go here.
What's the
What is
theme?
it?
What's the
Okay,
theme?
so this one comes from the interview deck,
Okay.
this particular one, and it says, do you put up a boundary in any area of your life to keep people out? And I didn't make that up. That's on there. Do you put up a boundary?
I think you know what, Jen. We should have started this from the beginning, from the get go, from the start of the
No,
show. Yeah.
no.
Yep. And I would have come with mine where you take shots. Mine would have been, yeah, you miss a shot. If you like, you got three options. You miss, so you have three questions. You choose.
Not
You have to
shots.
answer. Yeah. Those going to be fake shots. So you ask the question. If you don't want to answer the question, you take a shot. Then you have a next question. If you don't, take another shot. The third question you have to answer. You don't have a choice.
You're so funny. You do
Okay.
not even drink. You stop it.
But what the thing was, it's for the viewers. And then but there's another one. There's another one, but this one is who'd you rather? Like Hood, HOOD. Who'd you rather? It's got some crazy ones. I did it at a show recently. But if you want to go check it out, go to Instagram. A fifth element. If you go there, you'll see what they mean by "Would you rather." Actually, they're sponsored by "Would you rather." Now, back to whatever not whatever. Back to the subject matter that we're talking
Right.
about.
That was the
Do I keep certain
stray.
boundaries that I keep? I try to keep my family out. That's the boundary I keep. Uh, in podcasting, this is my life and my family life. I try to keep those away. I mention them, but I just want them to be separate.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. And I think we've talked about this before
Mhm.
too.
You
Huh?
you answer.
I am, and I'm. If
What?
you listen, you gotta put your ears on, friend. Hello. Jeez. So I will read the question again. It says,
Okay,
"Do
question.
you put up a boundary in any area of your life to keep people out?"
Okay.
And so I guess, like we've talked, like I was saying, we've talked about this before. Well, I think when we had the conversation with Q points, keeping professional areas separate.
That's you. Afia. Health. Health. Afia.
Thank
That's
you.
Swahili. When someone's sneezing, you say afia, which means health. So they say it's healthy for you to sneeze. That means you have some energy in you to have done that.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Um,
Old wives' tale. That's what it is.
is it? I'll
Oh, go
say.
ahead. What we say?
Say so we were like I agree with keeping professional. We all have a 9 to 5 life and a 5 to 9. Some of us have a 5 to 9 and a 9 to 5. So I agree. And like you said, with the family things, some things you're comfortable with sharing, and then other things not so much. I don't do a whole. I can respect that. So yeah, that's my answer. You want to do one more?
No, no, you didn't answer the question.
I totally just
You gave a
did.
broad answer. No, you say, I, Jen, this is what I do.
You
You give
know
the
what?
experience for everybody else. Now, Jen, what do you do?
I literally, if you put your ears on,
I got it.
you gotta put your ears on. I said we've talked about this
Okay.
on
Q
our
points. Those Q points. But they got to go back to Q points. Now say,
no. I literally just said it. Okay,
you have a 9 to 5 and 5 to 9. Now, Jen, you have a 9 to 5 at work and a 5 to 9, which usually okay.
Sambaza.
Part two.
Look,
I'm new today. I'm on new. I got yes. Say, Jen. I did this.
I literally just said it, but so I'm not sure.
Come on,
Um,
I'm gonna let you go. This is my is my day before I go on break. So just
what
school's
you
out. School's
boys?
out. All right, Jen. All right, next question. Next question. Let's hit that one.
Hello, cool your jets, buddy. Jeez. So, but no,
Huh?
like I literally just said, the professional piece. I agree with that as a boundary, as you mentioned. The family piece. I feel like the professional piece. Just to clarify that. Okay. All right. So the other question, and this one comes from the episode ideas deck from Poddex. What I learned about myself this quarter.
What do you learn about yourself? You go first now. I went
Okay,
first.
I will go first. So I will say that I am stronger than what I thought, that things that are really bad don't last, all the time. And, you definitely, there's truth into making lemons out of lemonade. And, I definitely have learned that in, different areas of my life, professional, personal. Yeah. So you definitely, get into a situation which you put in, you get out of you get, the effort that you put in, definitely represents what you've exerted into the okay. Okay, Sambaza, your turn. Don't look at me like
Waiting for
that.
you to. I'm still waiting for you to say what it
I
was.
okay.
Okay, me. I am.
Take the sugar daddy.
So, so for me, I I did what definitely this quarter has been a great learning experience. And when I started the year, I did not know what was in store. And when you consider that it's podcasting has its own areas that you wanna explore. So I had my season started my series, which I was doing the interesting people that I talked to over the years, and I invited people. Some showed up, some didn't show up.
Mhm,
Um, well, out of that, I still had a show to maintain, and I did my season, which is over now. However, the part that I think made me also stronger was on the videos side, because I did the 30-day challenge, which I'd never done before. And when we did the 30-day challenge, I think that got me working on ideas on how to do my videos, and I became more comfortable on the videos. And I think there's some progress, and I would love to explore that option. One thing I hope to get more into would be like live sessions, like live shows out in public. I'm still working on that. So part of my podcasting journey on the first quarter was more to do with the challenge, which I did. And out of the challenge, I think it's going to be morphing into something else. It's still podcasting, but it's still something else I'm working on the podcast to go through the next quarter that we're on. So that's been my experience.
For sure. And, I actually identified something that I would say you may have learned, in just, doing this partnership with you and being one of your podcast buddies that, your speaking abilities and you presented at the Afros on Audio podcast with one panel. Then you turned around and created a whole different panel of podcasters, all from the African diaspora, that you presented for the, what was that, African Podfest Day, with a whole entire different panel than what you presented at the festival. And you guys did a phenomenal job. So I think that definitely shows strength and growth in your storytelling abilities. And you definitely have plans to do another panel. So, your 30-day challenge was great, but I think like bringing together, what was that, 6 or 8 of you guys?
So,
That's,
yeah, it was a challenge, a great challenge, and
definitely a
shout out
challenge.
to
And
you. You did a great job on the producing part, and
I did. I did my Dr. Dre, Quincy Jones production.
yep, yep.
But yeah, you guys, you had some sharp folks on that. Shout out to that panel that you put out. I have to reshare that, the clips from that. So that was really great,
Yep. Thank you, thank you.
for sure.
One last question:
Okay. All right.
what are your thoughts on your upcoming quarter? What are you? Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Before we go, get one from the deck. Get one from the deck, and not an
Uh-huh.
interview question. Get a fun question. Which question do you have? What are the options?
Sheesh.
Jeopardy. Let's play Jeopardy.
Well, actually,
Don't
there's
make me get one from my desk. My deck.
okay, so here's two that kind of have the same theme. So this one says, "What's the main thing on
What
your
options
bucket?"
do you have? Wait, 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 wait. You don't want me? Okay, so we're going to get one more extra one. This is more serious. We've
Pick.
been doing
This
serious.
is a fun one. This is
Okay,
a fun one.
okay, great.
Okay, pick one of the two, but they're along the same lines. So this one says, "What's the main thing on your bucket list?" And this one says, "Share your bucket list." So you can give us, maybe just share something from your bucket list.
My bucket list would be I want to go to China and Bali.
Okay, why?
They're more. They have a more different aspect in terms of the culture. Most of the time I've traveled is in Europe, and I've been through the Arabian Peninsula, but I haven't gotten so much. But I think I'm more intrigued about China because of
Mhm,
their advancement in technology and stuff like that, and their vast amount of how they manufacture stuff and do everything. I want to see how it is.
mhm,
They tell you when you're reading books is great, but it does not transport you to the place itself. But being there
mhm,
and experience it is a whole different ballgame. So that, and then Bali is actually the reason why I want to go to Bali is because I did see an episode on CNN. This one is where Taraji P Henson. It's called My Happy Place. So they
mhm.
have a people who go to their happy place. So they have all these famous actors who choose the happy place. And I saw Bali for the second time, and I think I'd want to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. I've heard really great things about China. I was talking to a coworker that went, and he talked about the architecture, and it's, beautiful, and really advanced in technology, obviously, and
Yeah.
yeah, you probably would definitely get a kick out of that.
All right. What about you?
So
Bucket list, two?
on the travel, along the lines of travel, I would definitely want to go to a beautiful island and lay out on the beach and just, really experience some great like ocean situations. I was this close to going to my first beach when I went to California, but we didn't go because it was like 2 hours away from where we were. So I didn't get to go to the beach. I mean, we were at the pool, but that's not that's not a beach. So I'm gonna
You've
try to
never
get,
been to a beach?
huh?
You've never been to a beach?
I have never, like I said, I haven't done a
You've
whole
never
lot
been to a
of
beach?
travel. No, not even
And are
the
you serious?
beaches here. I haven't been, but I'm not even counting that one, and I haven't been to that
But
one either.
okay, from St. Louis, you go down. You can go down to Florida, right? How long will it take you to get to Florida?
I don't know, but I ain't never been there.
It's a road trip.
I know. Like I said, I don't do a whole lot.
Okay, I'm
Hadn't did
sorry.
a whole lot of
Okay,
traveling.
what's your second bucket list? The item you had one is a beach, and then the second one is
I was only giving you one. Huh?
you said two. Two places.
No, it was
Deck said,
one.
the deck said two.
No, I said that they were.
The deck said two. You're gonna
Oh
do.
my gosh. Um. Hmm.
You could say Kenya.
Well, go to. You know what? I would not mind going to Africa. I don't know
No,
that it would be
no.
Kenya, but
Jen, please,
know,
please, Jen, please.
stop saying that Kenya is not in
You're doing the
Africa
whole. You're doing the
because
whole. Overall. No, which country?
I feel like Ghana or where's the other Nigeria? I don't know.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna take what's the name. What's the name? Trill. Trill. Trill says she can come to Kenya. Yeah, we can go to Kenya. Trill.
You're so
Trill. If you
silly.
listen to this, we can go to Kenya. Come on. I will take you to Kenya.
Shout
Jen will
out to Trillion. Shout out to Trillion.
we're on the same show. You can't even say you want to go to Kenya and add the next country. Man, you don't like me.
Sorry.
Man, but Ghana is not is it's a very nice country.
Mhm,
I wouldn't mind also going there if it was an
mhm,
African country. I think the ones that I want to go would be Ghana, Nigeria.
mhm.
Then I'd probably go to South Africa, Zimbabwe, Morocco. You want to go?
Oh, yeah.
Jane, you want to try Morocco? Morocco is
I
cool.
actually
Morocco is kind of
gotta.
mixed. You have both. It's like a two culture.
Where's Cape
French
Town?
and
That's in South Africa, right?
yeah,
Okay, I read about like the nightlife is really kind of exciting there.
yeah. But they have different states. They have states, and then they have seven. I think it's seven, and then they have they have different languages too.
Hmm.
So there's only one language, but it's not. They have seven like dialects. So you have a lot of. I mean, there are a lot of countries you can go to,
Hmm.
which will give you a diverse culture. Even you don't even know go to. If, I think Namibia. If you go to Namibia and not Angola, Namibia, you're probably going to get Namibia and Botswana. You'll get almost a South Africa feel.
Hmm.
And if you go to Zimbabwe, I think depending on where you go to Zimbabwe, you can actually cross over to South Africa and go back. They do that, going back and forth. So
Yeah. All right. So we appreciate you guys for going on this journey with us to kind of get to know us a little bit better and have some fun for a change. Definitely, we'll get back to covering some really intriguing and endearing topics very soon. And we wish Sambaza traveling grace and mercies on his exciting travels, and he'll tell us all about his travels. And he'll have
okay.
pictures and video.
So about my trip as we wind down.
Yeah.
Um, so this trip, I'm going with the family,
Mhm,
and like I said in the beginning, the I have four people. Three of them are first timers to Kenya. I was thinking about blogging about it, or
Mhm.
not blogging, but do a video of what to expect.
Uh-huh.
Um, One of them is really wanting to go to Kenya. Maybe maybe we can bring them on the show. They can probably come on the show and talk about their experiences. That would be interesting, right? First time travel and talk about the culture of the show. Well, anyway, that um, but it what will I say? It's more it's a great it's going to be a great trip because I'm looking at people experiencing stuff for the first time. Now
Right.
we intend to go to a safari instead of doing we've done the one in Nairobi, but this time we're going
Mhm.
out real safari. I've not been out in a safari in like, and that was a day safari. I've not slept out like overnight
Mhm.
um since maybe about 30 years, 30, 40 years ago. No, 30 years ago. 30 years ago is the
So
last
you
time.
are going to Nairobi, or you went to Nairobi
I'm going
before?
to go to Nairobi and then I'm going to go to a safari. So
Okay.
if you're in the city of Nairobi, you can actually go to a park. Nairobi is one of the most intriguing places, or one of the only place in I think Africa where you can be in the city and the park is right next to it.
Mm,
So you can go to a park and go there. So we're going out and then spending a night out, which
okay.
is exciting. That's what I'm excited about. And then we're going to go to the south coast. I'm thinking if we have time, I wanted to go see where I've been there before, but we might pass by the place where they used to hold slaves before they set them out, like the same one that they have in Ghana. But I think
Mhm.
maybe, yeah, it may be too emotional, but they had it as the last time I saw it was maybe like another 30 years ago. So they 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 used to put them there when the tide comes down. Then that's when they release them and go up there. So they sit there like it's like a waiting bay. Same,
Mhm.
yeah. I want to go see it. Maybe it's changed,
Yeah,
and yeah, spend some time with the family, and then enjoy some good food.
definitely.
Back and we'll be ready for another quarter. And when we come back, that's when we'll have the guests lined up. This time we were just taking a short break for like our guests. We wanted to have discussions so people get to know us, like today. And then last week we were just having some conversations like we usually normally have, and then prepare our guests. So our guest list is going to be up um, and running very soon, and we'll have some great guests, right?
And we will have episodes where we're talking about current events and issues going on as well. So we appreciate you guys
All
for
right.
joining us. But well, we do plan to have an episode with Sambaza with another guest host. So yeah, or he may be able to patch in. We'll see.
If I have Starlink, I'll be able to patch in if I can get that Starlink going on.
Oh no, we want you to enjoy your trip and enjoy your
Well,
time.
Starlink is available. I can just wait, know the time, and come in. Well,
Okay.
no, it's too dark. I don't want y'all wondering where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, that sounds dope. Anything else before we wrap it up? Okay, represent. Represent.
Y'all
All
in a
right,
couple of weeks or so.
for sure. Oh, we're sad to see Sambaza go. But no, thank you guys for joining us. We hope that today's conversation has inspired and enlightened you. If you found the episode meaningful, please consider sharing it. We appreciate the shares and likes. Definitely trying to build up subscribers on both Walk by Accident and Sambaza Podcast. Please check out with Sambaza's content on Sambaza Podcast. It is a little different, but he has some really great content over there, and we invite you to check it out. So, again, our collective awareness and advocacy play a crucial role in creating positive change. Stay tuned for more engaging content, and we look forward to continuing these important conversations in the future. Again, thank you guys for joining us, and everyone else. Take care.
Bye.